welcome to the Six Figure Body Podcast. This is the number one podcast in the world for busy men trying to get in shape and see their abs. So if you get value from this podcast, please share it with your friends. So the topic that I'm going over today is doing cardio to lose the gut, right? Because you're trying to get lean, okay? But at the very minimum, you want to get rid of that thing. Okay, you want that belly gone, and you've decided that you are ready to part ways with it. Hasta luego, right? See you later, right? Because it's not really giving you what you want at all, not one bit. And I'm extremely happy that you are ready to join a group of physically elite men and be in tip-top shape, right? When you go to the gym, one of the things that you have in mind is cardio, right? Gotta get that cardio in, right? And you hit it for 20 minutes, 30 minutes, however it may be, and you're drenched, right? The front of your shirt is drenched. Like when you flick your shirt, you can see the sweat fly off. The back of your shirt is drenched. Your underwear is all stuck to you, right? Your shorts are all wet. The sweat's coming down your face, burning your eyes, and you feel good because sweat means hard work, right? Blood, sweat, and tears. All that means hard work. So you take a nice little selfie for social media and let them know that it's grind season, right? You're grinding, right? You let the people know that you're putting that work in, right? Now, as a wrestler growing up, there were a few things that hit me really, really hard about losing weight, okay? For starters, one of the things that I would do to lose weight is I would start pulling food away, right? I basically start starving myself. It was one of the quickest things that I could do to lose weight. So the moment that I would start pulling back on food, instantly I would start losing weight, right? Like that second seemed like I would start losing a ton of weight. So for me, that was my indication that calories in versus calories are out played a massive part in this make weight game, right? Played a massive part. The second thing that I realized is that I lost a lot more weight from actually wrestling at practice. Now, practice was tough. Practice was really tough, right? Because we had some real dudes in our room, right? Practice was really tough, and you would want to get the room to get hot, right? So you can like sweat more, you know? And you'd have your teammates pushing, and pulling on you, trying to get hand control, trying to fake you, get you out of position, trying to take you down. But you don't want to give them that mental edge, right? So you have to have great defense and you have to have great offense, like even while you're tired, right? Because if you start letting people take you down, at practice that aren't supposed to take you down, then the dynamic kind of changes and then you're like, oh shit, you know what I'm saying? So that let me know, right, with that constant push and pulling, that constant resistance let me know that lifting weights was a lot more beneficial for weight loss than cardio was, right? It was, it was proof, right? Because as I lost weight, I still had muscle. I still had a good amount of muscle, even though I was like super slim and sometimes looked like Skeletor, right? I still kept a lot of muscle from wrestling, right? Even though I would cut down, right? And lastly, what I noticed is that I felt extremely drained after I run like super long distances, for my cardio, right? And it didn't feel good, and all I wanted to do was sleep afterwards, right? That's kind of like the only thing that I felt like doing after like a super hard long run. And I definitely didn't want to wrestle. So what that taught me was I needed to keep cardio as far away from my actual practice as possible, right? And if I didn't have to do that much cardio, then believe me, I wasn't going to do it because it was draining. It was very, very draining because I realized that you don't have to do a lot of cardio to be a great wrestler, right? That's not the requirement. You need to wrestle to be a great wrestler. And getting in shape is exactly the same thing. So let's just start back at the top with the pulling back on food. You have to start having discipline on a diet, right? And diet doesn't necessarily mean you have to eat corny food. You can still eat the foods that you like, but you have to have discipline with that, right? You can't eat things without tracking them. That's just not how it goes. Second, right, as far as the pushing and pulling with my teammates and having that resistance, you need to keep lifting heavy so that you can keep your muscle as you drop weight, right? If you become a cardio bunny, and you're doing all this cardio and you actually are successful at losing the weight, what'll happen is you'll lose your muscle and you have like loose skin and it'll be disgusting, right? So do everything that you can to maintain your muscle or you will be like a fish, right? And that's not what we're in this for. Third, lastly, is to remember that cardio is just a tool for losing weight. It's a tool. It's not required, right? And it's not the main driver of weight loss. Not at all. Okay? So if you need help with getting rid of the gut, right? You need help with getting that discipline on your diet, right? And you're ready to make that change to cut that fat off and get that six pack now, then shoot me a DM. Shoot me a DM. Let's hop on the phone. I will be glad. You guys know I will gladly give you a few pointers. We'll see if we're fit, and then we'll take it from there. So I appreciate you guys for listening to my voice. As always, stay great. Stay as great as possible, and I'm out of here.